Hey everybody, this is William from UAV Advertising. How are you today? This is our now V5 H25. It kind of works like an iPhone. You can download apps to it, and sometimes when you download apps and uninstall them and reinstall them, it can mess up the robot. There's a couple of features that weren't working quite well, and anytime anything starts malfunctioning on this robot, they recommend that you return it to factory reset. So you have to get a USB stick, and you have to remove the file system on the USB stick. Then there is a program called Now Flasher, which is a utility program, and it basically takes the empty USB and configures it into a bootable Naoqi software upload. So that procedure went fairly well. We weren't able to do it on the Mac side, but we were able to do it on the Windows side of our Mac. So we got that done. We installed the USB into the back of the robot's head, where the USB port is, and you press and hold the power button just until it starts to flash. If you hold it too long, it'll just turn right back off. So press and hold it and watch that LED. As soon as you see it start to flash, then go ahead and stop pressing it. Right now, he's been approximately 3 minutes into the upgrading or uploading. I hear that it can take 20 minutes to 30 minutes is what they're recommending that it's going to take. The lights on the top of the robot's head and ears will change patterns as it completes different stages of the reset. When it's done, the robot will give the startup sound and ask you to put it in an open space on the floor and touch its head or bumper so it can wake up correctly. Now, we're going to have to reconnect him to the internet after he's done and re-download the Autonomous Life and subscribe to the channel, which has approximately 21 apps that he downloads, and then we can select whatever other apps we want to download as well, which really there is not many. Total apps outside the channel is like 28, and most of them do not function. So there's a good 10 or 13 apps that we do put on them. The grasping one seemed to malfunction the most. So we're going to go ahead and finish this factory reset, and then we will go ahead and re-upload all the apps one by one to make sure that he functions properly. Again, this is just a test. There was no major issue or problem that provoked this. It was just that the grasping function kept malfunctioning. And what we mean by malfunctioning is it wasn't going according to the program as designed. So we're going to try this flash and then re-upload everything and see how that works. So I'll keep this video going, and you can kind of see him go through his phases. I understand it's very boring, but for somebody that has a Now and they're going through the factory reset program, they might be able to look at the LEDs and say, okay, now mine's doing this, okay, now mine's doing that. So it may be useful for someone. I'm sorry if it's not useful for you, but all my videos are meant to be educational. Thank you. It'd be nice if now I was able to play some waiting music, like when you get on a phone call to somebody and they put you on hold. At least you have elevator music. With him, there's nothing. He's just lying there, and I will say something. You know, I will say something. The whole idea of this Now robot is that you build an attachment to it. And this is going to sound a little funny, a little creepy, a little weird, but the Sony Aibo robot dogs that people are attaching themselves to in the past, especially in Japan, I couldn't do that. I tried. I got the dog, I tried to pet it and tried to make the connection, and the connection just wasn't there. I mean, I had no problem selling off these multi-$1,000 dogs because there was just no attachment whatsoever. However, I will be honest with you guys. Have you ever seen the movie I, Robot? When Sonny was about to get his brain erased and the lady felt a little guilty, a little sad about what she was doing. As quirky as it sounds, when I plugged that USB into the back of his head, my heart just sank. I don't know if it was because there's a possibility that it could have damaged him and I would have had to send him back in for repair, or the fact that I was erasing all the memories that we have made so far together, you know, working with him. But there was a definite drop in my heart when I plugged in that USB flasher to factory reset in the back of his head. Never before on an iPhone or a laptop computer or anything else, any of my other robots, my humanoid walking robots, any of them, I have never felt that feeling before. So for some strange reason, there is a emotional connection that I have voluntarily made to this Now robot, who I still have not named. So, very creepy. I can see how people are going to get attached to Pepper. Be nice to have her one day. Lots more I'd like to say about it, but I can't. So, we will just sit here and we will watch Now and keep watching his lighting LED patterns on his head, his ears, and his eyes, and his chest, because those are the only indications we're getting of the uploading program. I used a SanDisk 4GB micro USB. I tried to format it and empty out the file system on the MacBook Pro on the Mac side, and it does not allow you to do it. So I did have to go into Boot Camp, open up Windows, and use DiskPart to clean the USB. Again, I apologize. My ramblings going on is the only thing that's exciting in this video, and it's not very exciting. A couple of the things I'm wondering about this reset. His left arm was getting very jerky. Wasn't operating very smooth. And when I move it, everything's as free as can be. So it had to be software, firmware related. Again, with the grasping app, he functioned flawlessly before. Now he doesn't stick his hand out to grab anything. He just says place something in his hand and then just completely doesn't perform as he's supposed to. Which is kind of strange because they talk about the ghost in the machine, especially in the movie I, Robot. These do have quirks that come up from programs mixing and not functioning properly. So that is a possibility in the future. It can be programmed one way and just act inappropriately. Scary stuff, my friends. Scary stuff. This robot is running the Naoqi 2.1.4.13, which is the latest as of this video, which is December 7th, 2015. There's a video in the background I'm going to run on the Aldebaran website from YouTube. It says how to perform a factory reset. I guess I'll let that go in the background, that way you can at least listen to it.
Hello. This video will cover the steps of performing a factory reset on your Now robot. A factory reset is necessary if you forgot your password to the Now robot, or if customer care has requested you do so. A factory reset will require a copy of the desired version of Naoqi, a copy of the Now Flasher, an unformatted USB stick, at least 1 gigabyte, and a fully charged Now robot. Here are the steps we'll take. Step 1. Download Now Flasher and Naoqi. Step 2. Write Naoqi to the unformatted USB stick. Step 3. Insert the USB stick into the back of Now's head and restart the robot. The Now Flasher and Naoqi can be downloaded from the Aldebaran community site. Navigate to community.aldebaran.com. Sign in at the top right. You will need a community account with a robot associated to the account to perform the factory reset. If you don't know whether or not you have one, check out our video on that topic. Once you've logged in with your community account credentials, click to Resources. Then click Software. Now, look for the Naoqi, Naoqi OS. Download the Naoqi and make a note of where you downloaded it. For example, when I downloaded Naoqi, it appears in my computer's Downloads folder. Next, download the Now Flasher from the software page. It can be found in the troubleshooting section. Once you've downloaded the Now Flasher, extract the folder to an easy-to-find place. We now have 2 out of 4 items required to complete the factory reset. Now we need an unformatted USB stick. By the term unformatted, we don't only mean that all the files of the USB drive have been deleted. This USB stick needs to have no file system at all. To accomplish this in Windows, we'll use a system utility called diskpart. In Mac, use disk utility, and Linux, use terminal commands. Here are the steps for Windows. Insert the USB stick into your computer. Search for diskpart in your Start menu and open it. Type List volume. Make a note of which volume your USB stick is. Then type select volume and type the volume number. Now type clean, then type exit and close disk part. Your USB has been completely cleaned and now has no file system associated with it. This allows the Now Flasher program to detect your USB drive. We now have 3 out of 4 items required to complete the factory reset. Make sure your robot is charged and we're ready to put it all together. Now we'll write the Naoqi system image onto the USB using Now Flasher. Open the folder containing the Now Flasher program. Right-click on the Flasher batch file and click Run as Administrator. Point the program to the copy of Naoqi that we downloaded earlier. And point it to the correct USB drive. Check Factory Reset and click Write. Once the Now Flasher program completes, you can remove the USB from your computer. With your robot off, insert the USB into the back of Now's head. Make sure you insert the USB in the correct orientation. Now, turn your robot on by pressing and holding the chest button until it begins flashing blue. Let your robot perform the factory reset. It'll take 20 to 30 minutes. The lights on the top of the robot's head and ears will change patterns as it completes different stages of the reset. When it's finished, you'll hear the robot startup sound.
Good morning. Please put me in an open space on the floor and touch my head or my lumbar so I can wake up correctly.
After performing a short stretch routine, it will alert you that it has successfully updated its system.
Oh?
Okay, we got the Oganag Nook, but we haven't heard anything else
If you
from
run
him.
into any problems with your factory reset, visit support.aldebaran.com and our support team will help you out. Thanks for watching.
Alright, so we're in 18 minutes. He was approximately 4 minutes before then. He's not asking to get up or help or anything. So, let's see. If we touch his bumper, nothing. Let's try to stand him up. We stood him up and he sat down. There's no applications or anything inside him right now. So I believe the yellow is indicating he's trying to connect to the internet, but he's not able to without being connected to the landline. So I guess that is it as far as that goes. Let's see if we'll make any eye contact or anything. Now. Now. Well, he's looking at me, but he's not listening. His eyes aren't going. So I believe the Naoqi is installed. However, it did not perform like they said it did on the on the web page that they have. According to them, it was going to wake up, and then it was going to ask us to place it in an open place, and that it would get up and stretch. None of that has happened. All right, let's take out the USB on the Etka's head. Whoa, didn't like that. All right, so we got the USB stick out. I don't know what that jump was, but they sure jumped pretty high. All right. Put a little strap on this USB stick so I can pull it out easier next time, but it doesn't seem to be easy to do. Yep, I'll have to use string or something. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and put them onto the wireless and select some apps for him to download, and we'll go from there. Let's try one thing real quick while we got this video going, because this is pretty interesting. Let's press the chest button, shut them down.
Nope, nope. Huh.
And then we'll try rebooting him one time. So to me, it's very interesting that a robotic company has these well-written, well-explained procedures on how to do this stuff, and then you actually go through it and do it, and it doesn't do it as they describe it's supposed to do it. To me, that's a little disheartening. I didn't expect it to do what it did, and let's power them up. And let's see what happens. It's good to have all this on video for several reasons. For one, you guys get to see exactly how it acts and works, and it protects myself as well, because this is a very expensive robot and is under warranty, and if for any reason it does decide to break itself, by having it on video will show exactly what happens, so there's no questions. So this video is just as much for me as it is for you guys. This is now factory reset. We have performed the reset, we have removed the USB, we have shut them off, and we've just powered them back up. We have not connected them to the landline yet, which we need to do next. And then we have to go online and select which apps he needs to download. Now, right now, I believe with Naoqi, he does have autonomous life set to on, but there's no channel subscription, so all those apps are not functioning. So I believe at the most he'll get up and kind of like just sway. That's it. Which is what they call breathing. Now the first things we should hear is gnuck gnuck. Then his motor should lock. And then shortly after he should stand up. Okay, there's the Ognag Nook. There's his motors locked. And there he is standing up. So Naoqi was successfully installed. And you can tell there's no programs because he's looking right at me. I'm talking and he is not listening. So he's totally ready to go. We're going to set him up on the landline and download his live program and he will be up and running. Alright, so that is a look at our now factory reset.